not use it.
Yes, sir. Wait, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good match between these two.
Oh, absolutely. So, going into winners finals, we're going to see like how KoNflict and Kaleb are going to play against each other. It's Youngly versus Me Gunner. Starting off with the charge, like and going in for the grab, but boomerang. Like, what do you expect from the boomerang? So Kaleb's like definitely laying in the damage and like trying to play a really solid neutral game, and he's trading out a couple of these moves and he's like getting hit by a lot of the different forms of percentage. Right, you good?
Yeah, no worry about it. I was just examining again. I was just listening to you. No worries. But this is gonna be. Oh, that's a great.
Was that a stealth bomb?
That was a stealth bomb. It's sneaky.
Yo, you can't see the stealth bomb unless you're paying attention to it. Like, you gotta be able to prepare and predict for it. It goes in a straight line, but if you connect it, like, it is dangerous.
Oh, it's very dangerous. But I'll tell you what, Youngling has some pretty good projectiles of his own to combo into and get these kill confirms, but he just has to hit one. And, oh, bomb.
Kaleb's just, like, racking up, like, a solid amount of damage against KoNflict. And, like, KoNflict's, like, just trying to find a good way to get in.
Yeah, it's really hard to get on Me Gunner. Like, that's one of the hard things about Kaleb is that you can approach, but he just has so many options to keep you out from mid-range, far range, and even close range with his smash attacks and everything. And
it's like you're playing a game against you're a sword fighter and you're playing up against an American pro sniper. Like, let's be real here. That's what this kind of matchup is. It's like you're a sword fighter with a couple of tools at range, and then your opponent has a sniper rifle, and then clearly just bombs.
Yeah. Wow.
Honestly,
he does kind of look like John Wick a little bit.
I will say this though, like Kaleb being 2 stocks up and still at 104%. Like this first game is definitely going to look very much so in his favor. Honestly,
yeah, C.Kaleb is just running with this lead, especially with that 26% now, and now it's not looking good for him this first game.
Like,
but his
KoNflict is definitely playing like very aggressively. Like it definitely looks like he's just like, trying to push himself to like be a little bit better. But like at the same time, like you can tell like he knows where he's supposed to be and how he's supposed to go about it. But being at a
it seemed like, oh my god,
that was a clean 3-stock from Kaleb,
and that was a really quick match too. That was like 2.5 minutes.
Like
2 minutes.
No, 2 more of those in like
4:30. Yeah, 2 minutes 20 seconds, I think. That's just crazy.
That's insane. That just showed just like how much controlled space that Kaleb.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. We have a nice waitress here.
So, first thing that we also need to explain. Winners finals, grand finals, and losers finals. Those are going to be best of 5. So we're going to be able to see 3 games at the very minimum.
Yes.
But if like Kaleb continues to have this like extremely commanding lead up against KoNflict, like.
Well, I'll tell you what, look at KoNflict's counter pick. He's pulling out the Zelda, he's slowing things down. Oh yeah, they're laughing, they're trolling each other a little bit.
Like, honestly speaking though, like you look at Zelda and you're like, okay, what is Zelda's options? Really high amounts of damage, great projectiles, reflector. She has a lot of the tools that like you can use up against Me Gunner, because like, why approach when you don't need to? Like, it's like, you want to play the long game? Fine, we can play the long game. And Zelda is perfectly fine with playing the long game.
Yeah, she is playing she can play the long game for sure, but it's you have to get some damage first,
That's true, and honestly speaking, like Kaleb's gotten like much higher advantage in terms of damage. So like looking at like where the damage is currently sitting, like KoNflict's not completely out of this. So Zelda's able to really dish out a lot of good damage when he's able to connect your hits.
Exactly, and one of the big things about Zelda and Me Gunner is that Me Gunner can just rack up damage so much easier than Zelda can, just because Zelda's a lot slower, and she's just going to have a harder time doing this stuff. Well, you can't play the really defensive game when you're behind,
That's true, and honestly, like Kaleb using like the bomb for setups and like trying to like do his best to like just get through in a
That was a great parry.
That was. Like trying to get around like a lot of like the tools that like Me Gunner has, like Zelda feels like she's like trying to fight up against the wall, but even then the stealth bomb is going to be able to take KoNflict for their first stock, like, and Kaleb's only taking 60% off of that stock. Like,
yeah, I can see where KoNflict was coming from with this. He's like, okay, you want to play the projectile game, I won't even approach anymore. I will play my own projectile game. But it just seems like Kaleb is just playing this so much better.
It's because like Kaleb has a much deeper understanding. Like he was saying earlier, like when you play a character, you have to have a good deep understanding of it. And it's like, we have no doubt that KoNflict knows what he's doing on Zelda. Otherwise, he wouldn't have picked it.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to understand that Kaleb just has a really, really strong understanding of his Mii Gunner and a Pac-Man.
Yeah, one of the best things about Kaleb is that he is really good at the projectile versus projectile game, and that's what it's gotten him to this point now. And
it's like you know like what your combos do, and when to go aggressive, when you know you can just use what moves that you need to. And on top of that, like knowing how to execute each of your moves is one thing, but knowing where to execute your moves is the other.
Yeah, it's not completely over for KoNflict, but like if he gets one good if Kaleb gets one more combo, it's just pretty much over. Oh yeah.
Honestly speaking though, like Kaleb being put in KoNflict at 72, this means KoNflict is in do or die. We need, and he's just waiting.
No, I think KoNflict's.
No, KoNflict definitely hasn't given up just yet. You can
Not
tell,
yet. Yeah, he's
you can tell
he's just
thinking.
slowing down. Yeah, exactly. He's like, what can I do?
Like, what are my options? Like, because right now Kaleb is just playing options like. And a
Right.
nice reflector,
That was a good
almost
reflector.
taking Kaleb right off the side of the stage.
Yeah, I think this game right now is more about getting information than it is for winning the actual game. Like you have to like figure out exactly what you can do to Kaleb to try and get this set, and you have to do
also
it
trying
right
to
now.
go for those like really nice skills, and the up smash to take him off the on top is now 2-0 in Kaleb's favor.
6 stocks to 0. Like just
Honestly
completely.
Like this is just like a whole completely different game. But on top of that, we still have to give KoNflict a lot of credit where it's due. He's definitely giving Kaleb like a lot of struggle, but even then, Kaleb was just playing so disciplined, so well that it's barely phasing him at all.
Yeah, no, I am. You think he's gonna go for another counter pick here? Do you think he has to, or do you think he might go back to Young Link?
He's trying to find a good way to like just get around all of like Kaleb's projectiles, or find a way to just like.
Yeah,
Like,
I think.
snipe him out. And it's like,
Okay, he had me. He had me for a second. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, this. You know what? I respect it.
I would respect the Ganondorf too. Like like what do you
You know
gonna
what?
do?
Yo, the Young Link's a lot more expected, but like the Ganon would be like, whoa.
Yeah, but at the same time,
No, you don't. Dude. Young Link. KoNflict, man. He's a good guy.
All right, so KoNflict definitely going back to the Young Link. He's definitely feeling a lot more comfortable on the matchup with the Young Link. This is his pride. It's like his pride, his joy, and his bread and butter. Like this is where he's going to shine the best.
Right. Yeah, and I do like the picky kills. Like I don't think that first game we played was really he played that bad. He just couldn't really get the kill confirmed. That's what
like
it really comes down to.
I think it's more so like just like you see characters like Young Link like all the time. You see all the Links all the time. When was the last time you saw a Mii Gunner?
Well, I see this Mii Gunner every week, but I know exactly what you're saying. Like this character is very like you have to know Kaleb in order to know this matchup.
Right, like you have to play against this specific Mii Gunner and in this specific type of a setup. And on top of that, unless you go to like a weekly tournament all the time, that's not going to happen.
Yes.
Every Mii Gunner.
And KoNflict, this is KoNflict's first week. But I'll tell you what, if he
for
can
a
just
first week getting to finals, that's honestly like really good.
Phenomenal. But he's got to get past C.Kaleb.
Yeah, but Kaleb is quite literally the wall of the skill barrier.
Yes.
Let's see. And like, it also looks like Kaleb's just like laying so much damage. He's already pressing his like advantage lead, and like 98%. Like you can definitely tell that like KoNflict is within kill range, and Kaleb is fishing for those kills. Especially all of his ledge options, where it's just like he's able to just use Battlefield's platforms to just trail bombs down.
Wow. Oh, he needed that so bad. That stuff.
First, like they was able to take in 2 games, and honestly, this might be the momentum shift that KoNflict needed just to give himself the edge.
Right. And
like he's definitely
he needs to get an early kill. Oh, this is good.
The up air.
That's a great combo right there. 47%.
Able to kind of confirm, like 47%. Like it's small, but even then, like it's not. That's the kind of thing they need. Kaleb now putting KoNflict on his last stock, making him like he's like, if you're going to beat me, you have to work for it. and not just work for it, work your ass off.
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
C.Kaleb is like just really doing a good job avoiding his, not technically his projectiles per se, but his follow-ups to the projectiles that'll make sure that he'll get the kill confirmed. Like that's what Kaleb's specialty is making sure he stays alive for the most amount of time he possibly can.
Honestly though, Caleb set up on the platform where he had the bomb and then the boomerang just kind of like traded out and set them both back to neutral. That was really well played.
Yes.
Forward smash coming out from Caleb, being able to put KoNflict at 123%. Like, and the stealth bomb once again. Honestly speaking, like that, like you have to be able to like be prepared and be ready for it. It goes straight, it hits hard, and when you get hit by it, it's all over from there.
That was one of the quickest winter finals I've ever seen.
That was incredibly quick.